So we're talking about being a person of interest or an attractive character. When you're moving through this, you want them to know that you're the expert in the real estate business and the local trusted person, right? Local trusted person. And then you can become a person of interest to them just by your professional ability and or skill set or niche. Your niche could be first-time home buyers, or it could be luxury. It could be floating homes like we have Amy Sedgwick up in Oregon in my team, or it could be new home construction, right? It's up to you. And I'd find something you're passionate about personally. All right. So number one, have a foundational blueprint that you're reaching out to your people every month. So you could post a newsletter, you could put on your social media for the market report. So you could do a simple, I recommend a video. You could edit it so you're not bumbling on a live video, but record it on Zoom or even your phone, and just say, hey, the market snapshot for September of 2022 is blank. There's so many houses for sale. We've seen a small decline. This neighborhood's doing better than average. The average time in the market is now 2.8 months. It was 1.8 months last month on my last report, right? So you're giving them kind of an understanding of what's going on in the market. And then number two is database connection. You want to set up either an automation or connect personally with your database on a regular basis. So that should look like at least twice a month, just like launching a geographical farm. You want to communicate with them twice a month, right? So number one, monthly newsletter. Every other week, you're communicating with your database. The newsletter could serve as that second week, right? So you could connect with your database for item of value or even just something fun, and then market snapshot at a bare minimum. But it's okay to have 2 or 3 of these connections per month, right? And then you could do local events. A coat drive is a great thing because it's helping people in need, right? You can do a coat drive in your farm or in your geographical area and then deliver it to a homeless thing. You can get some press behind it, but this is one of those things that might just be better for your soul. Your farm will know that you're doing it for that reason. And then you could post some pictures in your newsletter saying, we donated it to Good Hands or the Goodwill or whatever, right? A Halloween party is a great thing. Find somebody in your farm to host their Halloween party and then make theirs the best Halloween party on the block, right? We did adult beverages. We did candy for the kids. We had, a couple scary characters in the front yard that the kids were taking pictures of. And it was all with one of my buddies that lived in my farm. So I put a sign in the yard. I said, hosted by Randy Byrd of EXP Realty. And, all of a sudden you had 400. This was a very, very popular area. We had like 400 kids and families walking around and just loving on it. So we had the best candy. I got the big Snickers bars instead of little cheesy candies. And just so an impression of some kind that you're doing that. It's not the time, again, to drum up business with business cards and try to solicit them. This is a fun event. They'll know who you are. And then if they go, hey, we'd love to talk to you about selling our house. No problem. We're partying tonight, but give me your information. I'll reach out to you tomorrow, right? So you can see the flavor of that is it's all about them, not you. All right. Another thing I would do if I was running for mayor, kissing babies, is I join all the local organizations I can. Seroptimist, LaTip, Exchange Club, Rotary, Friends of the Air Show, whatever it is locally that you can get involved in. It's good to donate in the community anyway, but this is a great opportunity for you to expand your database significantly. There's a lot of networking groups that allow you to talk about your real estate business specifically. A lot of them are full now. So like if you try to do greeters, for instance, they already have 1 or 2 real estate agents. They don't allow any more. Start another greeters, literally start another one, right? So BNI is a good example. BNI in Albany goes, oh, we already have 2 agents. I go, no problem. I'll start another one. I'll start VBNI, virtual BNI. So they don't even have to come into a restaurant. We just do a Zoom call and do a virtual thing. And then everybody gets 2 minutes to talk about their business, right? And then, by the way, now you're the only agent in there and you get to invite who you want to in there, right? So think outside the box a little bit when it comes to really becoming a person of interest. All right. Yes.
I got a question. So you're right on the topic of exactly kind of what I'm trying to drum up for myself in this next year. So you're talking about having your niche. Obviously, mine is that I'm a professional athlete, and ideally, how I see the road ending for me is not in minor league baseball. You know, I want to have a long, fruitful career, but I'm also a real estate agent, right? So how do I kind of live that double life and solicit myself without over soliciting myself to the people that I work around? Because that is a market I would like to tap and be the guy. You know what I mean?
100%. And there are the guys and women that do exceptionally well, like 100 million a year in those capacities, because pro athletes are, first of all, they want to hang out with their own, right?
Exactly.
And so you are the own, so you get to do that. I would, since you said it, I'm just going to be bold. I would not worry about over soliciting them, because you don't know what you don't know. Now, if you start getting feedback that's like, hey, bro, I love you, but it's too much, then that's your understanding of what's too much.
That's my gauge. Okay.
Yes, that's your gauge. And I like leading with this. So let's say we did a role play, Tristan, and I'm going to be you. I'm a superstar, pro athlete, and you're another athlete in an area or something. Hey, Tristan, Randy Byrd, you got 2 minutes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Tristan, listen, I don't want to be too much, but I want to share with what I'm up to. Do you mind if I just share what I'm up to and without you thinking it's too salesy or anything like that?
Shoot, man, let me hear it.
Dude, I got my real estate license in Oregon, and I'm looking to get in other states as well. And I want to be the resource for these pro athletes for the real estate needs, buying, selling, investing, even short-term rentals, VRBOs. I want to be the one source for all that. And I was just curious, number one, do you have anybody like that now? Do you have anybody like that now?
Are you talking about?
Yeah, we're role playing. So I'm asking you, like, so do you have
absolutely.
You have an agent that does that for you now?
Oh, no.
Okay. Can I apply to try and be that agent for you?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I want to earn it, by the way. I don't want anything given to me. I want to earn it. But what I've done is I've created a national database. I joined this company. I'm going to forward pace for a minute. I've joined this beautiful company, eXp Realty, because they have 85,000 agents nationwide. They're in 30 countries. We're in Italy. We're in Dubai. We're in Hong Kong. And I want to have the single source place for pro athletes to go for real estate information, knowledge. We're going to donate money to charity. We're going to do a lot of cool things, but I'd like to apply to be that person for you.
So take my money.
Okay. So name, address, phone number, put in my database. And then guess what? You're going to put them into a campaign that drips on them, like we just talked about. Your market snapshot may be who's buying what and who's selling what in the pro industry. So imagine every month getting, hey, Barry Bonds just bought the new place in Brentwood. Hey, so-and-so did this. Hey, Ricky Henderson did this. Hey, Mark McGuire, he's retired, but he's also investing in real estate. He just bought 5 properties in Florida, whatever it may be. Right. So then you become an item or a person of interest in that capacity. And then all of a sudden you get a deal, you start posting that, and you start creating the momentum around that.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of what you're talking about, where you're earning it in a sense that you're providing them information that's valuable to them so that they don't have to look any further besides you.
100%. Now, say you already have an agent. You know,
okay,
do you have an agent you've been using?
Yes, I do. Okay,
awesome. So keep her or him and just let me be the backup guy. Let me, let us compete for your business, because at the end of the day, may the best man or woman win, right?
Yeah, ultimately you want to go with whoever's going to help you achieve what you want to the most, correct?
I'm giving you permission, because of our relationship. I'm giving you permission to give them priority. Just let me work from the back and show you what I could do.
Like it.
Right? Because I'm an outworker. I'm just telling you. I'm going to find properties that they're not available to because of our large, expansive network.
That's a big one right there.
Yep, because people do have relationships, and it's still in integrity to tell them, hey, keep them if they're the best choice. But every house and every purchase is a new opportunity, right? You don't sign a contract with an agent forever.
No,
it's per transaction. So just let her have that one. Let me have the next one. Well, I'll show you why I'm worth it, right? Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you for that.
My pleasure, man. So Teresa, did I answer all your questions?
You did. Do you mind if I ask you more of an attraction related question, or is this
Nope,
purely
I'm fine.
production? Okay.
Yeah, so that, just so you know, this is a production call, so I preserve that to some regard,
Okay.
but let me see if I can help you. Because I have an attraction call specifically on Thursdays, just so you know.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'll do that instead for that.
No,
But
go
I
ahead
was
and
just,
ask. I just want to be,
no,
so
thank you.
what I want to do is I want to be integral to people, inviting people to the call that may not want to hear about attraction.
Perfect. Perfect. So I've been attending open houses too, to meet people in the area.
That's
And
the number one greatest thing you can do right now.
okay, good. So as I'm attending those open houses and I'm chatting with other agents, you know, I'm having a hard time finding a window to, I mean, I'm letting them know I'm a fellow broker agent right away.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, is there any language that would open the door, even if there's a person wandering around, that I try to open the door to have more discussion? I'm not really sure how to find that bridge to get beyond just, hi, you know, this is who I am.
Actually, that's who I want you to be right now.
Okay.
I don't want you to talk EXP there. I don't want you to talk about companies there. I want you
Okay.
to, because let's be integral that you're really there. Number one, learning the market. Just say, hey, I don't have a buyer. I'm just kind of previewing, right? Be
Yeah.
honest.
That's what I said.
Too many agents get nervous and they say things that are not true. And that's never a good thing.
Okay.
Always lead with integrity, right?
Yes.
Say, hey, I don't have a buyer. I wanted to look, and I'm just previewing houses today.
Yep.
How's traffic been? What are you seeing
How's
going on
traffic?
with the market?
Okay.
Yeah. How's traffic been? What do you see going on in the market? Right? So you're really trying to explore what's happening for them and getting their feedback.
Yeah.
And then what's working for you right now is a great question.
I love that.
And then if you want to do anything, like if there's nobody in the house and they start asking, you start having conversation, that's fine, because you're one-on-one. If
Yeah.
anybody comes in the house, just immediately evacuate the area, let him do his job.
Yes.
Or them, right?
Yes.
And then if there's nobody there, just keep asking questions. I've stood in an open house for 45 minutes asking questions and having great dialogue. And then when I get done, they're like, we should go to lunch or something. I'm like, yeah, we can do that. Right?
Nice.
To where if I would have walked in and said, hey, can we go to lunch and talk business? They're like, no.
Yeah. I
Okay.
did think, yeah. So following up on that, one of them was like, he's been around for like 20, 25 years. He and his wife are in the business. I'm thinking I'd like to follow up with them and thank them for one, because they were really chatty and gave me a lot of information. Anything else I should do besides maybe just send a little thank you, or any thoughts on that?
Again, if it's somebody you would really like to hang out with and that's integral to you, if it's not just one dimensional, then maybe have a coffee with them or something and let it, again, just be in curiosity. Don't push your agenda.
Okay.
Right? The greatest way to attract agents is to not attract agents. Because
Great.
if you strike up a relationship and a friendship and then you add value,
okay,
right? Because on my calls, I go, hey, I'm with the XP. I'm just being honest with you. I want to tell you up front, but I don't have an agenda. I just like to get to know you. You're doing a lot of business. Can we talk for a little bit?
Okay.
And then if I do it correctly, they talk for 80% of the time and I talk for 20% of the time.
And I'm learning a lot from them from a production side and about the local area.
At the end of the day, I want to be able to help them regardless of them moving companies. That feels integral.
Perfect.
Now, I might identify that they'd be better at Century 21, Coldwell Banker, EXP, or Keller Williams based on our learning of their business. But they're going to usually tell you, especially if you're really engaging, asking good questions. Right?
Yeah. Well,
And so
they're really happy right now.
Yeah, well, he's really happy right now, but the market is going to, here's a great thing to write down. And this, Tristan, this is a good one for you too. The market will discipline those that don't discipline themselves. Right? And you could take that right into your pro career too. The industry will discipline those that don't discipline themselves. So discipline is that real key factor when it comes to operating at a high level. You could work out or not. People are not watching you every minute of the day. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it to make you the best you can be, and then it will show up, right? We could do the same things as real estate agents. We can learn market information. We can learn what's going on to most preserve our clients' greatest asset. And then I come from that place. I'm like, you're not going to find anybody that's more in tune with the market because I work at it. I have the discipline to look at the MLS every single day to know what's going on. I'm not fluffing you up. I'm saying this is what's reality. And then also when you go on listing agreements and things, it's the same conversation. Mom and I just had this conversation. She's got a troubling client that's not listening. I believe that we could set the expectation early. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I'm going to list at that price because your heart's set on it. I agree with it. This is where the market is telling me. It's not me. Don't make me the bad guy. The market's the bad guy. Because when you third party it, they can't get mad at you. The market's the bad guy. The market is rejecting your property. I'm mad too. We're both mad. It's not me though. It's the market.
Right. Because it isn't really you.
It's not you. Because when you make it about you, when you go, I think we need to lower the price. I don't think this is going to work. I think that you're overlisted. I think that the amount of, it's all about you now. Take you out of that equation and make it the market and you'll thank me for it.
That's awesome.
All right. Because if it was up to me, I'd write contracts today. I'd write 10 of them. That's what I do. I have a pen. It's full of ink. I'm ready. But the market is rejecting this listing. I don't understand it. The statistics say we're a little high, but statistically, the market's retracting. The buyers are in turmoil. The interest rate news is just daily. The government doesn't know which way's up economy-wise. The inflation, all these things are the market. The market is against you. We could take your home off the market for a year, maybe 18 months, and then the market will probably be corrected and be in your favor again. Is that an option for you? If that's not an option, we have to battle the market. We have to go to war with the market because we got to be the bride, not the bridesmaid. Because if we change a little bit, we become the bridesmaid. That's even worse. We have to become the bride. And then once we get in contract, once we have an instrument of an agreement, then I will defend that. That's when I will go to work. I will defend that. I will make sure we close. That's my job. So you see the difference in presentation, enthusiasm, certainty, right? What happens, and I've been there, I understand, we have one listing or we have one buyer and it's like, I don't have another closing in October. I got to make this work. And then all of a sudden we get emotional to it and we start saying things that are really in our best interest, not theirs. And if I always ask this question, always comes up with the same answer. Let's look at Tristan, let's role play again for a minute, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Let's say you had one seller and it was a $900,000 listing in Lake Oswego. It's a nice place. And you really don't have any other escrows and you got vacation coming up in December. You're emotionally tied to it, right? So you can see how you would defend that, trying to make sure you get that sale and do anything you can to save it, right? I'm not talking about doing something unethically or illegal. I'm just talking about you're going to emotionally be tied to it very much.
You're going to water that plant as much as you can, right?
That's exactly right. And even if they're not, and sorry if this hits home, Kristen, even if they're not listening to you, you're still going to be emotionally tied to this, right?
Yeah.
Now, change your emotions, wave a magic wand. You have 50 listings right now, and you have 20 escrows, and you have the same seller. What's the conversation with the seller?
Terminate them.
Or listen, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you're making this about me. It's not about me. It's about the market. The data shows that you're at 900. You need to be at 825. It may even go closer to 810, but that's the data. Are you willing to have us work together getting you those numbers? Because it's their decision now. But what happens is we get emotionally tied to that. And I get it, totally natural.
It's hard not to get emotionally attached. I mean, when you're doing this, and this particular client, it's not even, she doesn't want to hear any part of the market. I tried explaining to her, you listed it during the transition and, yes, a month ago, you could have gotten 50,000 over your list price and homes were selling in 2 days. Now they're 60 days on market and she's at 40. And what comes out of her mouth is, I don't know my job. I don't know my area. I don't know anything. And I'm being blamed because it's the weather and
She's
other
made it
agents are
all
looking-
about you.
yeah, it's other agents aren't following directions because she won't allow them into her garage, and they're not turning off lights. And I'm like, I'm not there at their showings, and it's not right. And she's like, well, why can't you be? Maybe I've got the wrong agent then. And I'm just
Yeah, and like every hair on my neck is standing up because she's screaming, you're not a good fit.
yeah,
But we're attached to it. And I don't blame you for being attached to it. And by the way, when I say unattached, I'm not saying that we have to fire them. I'm just saying to have a conversation that says, hey, maybe we should withdraw this listing and wait until it's a better time for you. Because a withdrawal doesn't give her the ability to go list it again. It's your listing contractually.
right.
So a little bit of a strong arm move, but at least you're having that forward pacing conversation to you be the professional, you be the expert, and put it back onto the market and get it off you. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you just continually keep saying it's about me. It's not about me. I want to sell it today. I want to sell it today 10 times, but it's about the market. And so we may not be a good fit for you selling the house right now. The market is rejecting your listing. So we have two options. We could take it off the market and let it expire over the next 3 or 4 months, and then you can go a different direction if you like. Or we can make some positive changes, some price improvements that are going to help you sell it now. Everything I've done so far and all the advice I've given and everything I've done has been for free. So my objective here is clear. It's transparent. I've done it all for free. I'm not chasing dollars. I'm giving you good free advice. But you're not listening to it. The market is rejecting you.
Yeah, she's
Right?
a tough one to deal with for sure.
Yep.
She's, and what's compounding it is, her house is kind of unique in the sense that there's no clean entrance from the ground into the house. There's a ton of stairs no matter which way you go,
Right.
whether through the garage.
That's functional obsolescence, right?
And-
It was on the
and-
test. It's functional obsolescence. It doesn't mean that it's no value. It's
Right.
just,
It's
and-
got to take
and-
a person.
yeah. And here's another way to look at it. What's her list price?
Right now it's 617.5.
Okay. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if we put it at 400,000 today, do you think we'd sell it by the end of the day?
Yes.
Oh,
So it is
absolutely.
price related.
Yeah, I mean, but she wouldn't do that because this
No,
is a
but
yeah,
did you
no,
hear?
yeah, no,
You see the theory of the question here?
yeah, no, and I've tried to address that with her,
So
but
when she says it's not priced, and you go, so if we put it at 400,000 a day, just get crazy for a minute. We put it 400,000. I believe we can sell it by 5 p.m. Wouldn't you agree? When they go, yeah, I'd buy 400,000, I'd buy it back myself. Okay, so it is price related. Now we just need to find the difference in the delta between 400 and 675.
and if they're not willing to budge, because this is a seller who, initially was, if I can't sell for 700, I'm not selling. And when I tried to tell her initially, you need to go on at around 650, refused to do that. Now we've done
Yeah.
4 price drops, and now it's 610 is my rock bottom. Because she's floating $1 million in mortgage because she has a home down in Eugene, thinking, oh, it's going to sell in 2 weeks, and it hasn't. Now she's
Gotcha.
got to pay 2 mortgages, and so
Wow.
I'm the fall guy because she
I-
can't get her house sold.
I know you're doing the best you can. I know you're doing the right thing. I wish I could help you more, but it is, it's a challenge. And that's why I always lean on outproduce those problems, right? If we got into a prospecting posture and we had 2 or 3 or 4 other listings, then it removes us from that. No problem, Melody. Have a good day. Do you have a question now, or do you want just connect with me after, Melody?
I'll connect with you later on.
Okay, sorry about that. No problem. I'll
Sorry.
get to you.
Thank
though.
you. Okay.
You bet. Thanks,
bye.
Melody. All right, you guys, you just realized the time, man. Time flies when you're having fun. Tristan, thanks for being here today and sharing. That was awesome. I think that was a real pleasant surprise to the team. And really enjoyed meeting you kind of face to face after hearing so much about you. So
I appreciate you. I look forward to getting to talk to you further and learn to this industry.
right on. Well, I know it meant a lot to your mom for you to be here too. So anything we can do to support you, just let me know.
Appreciate you.
Okay. Have a great
Thanks,
day,
Randy.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Rock and roll Monday. See you guys.